Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us we have the Midland ER102. It's an AM/FM NOAA weather alert portable emergency radio. I purchased this radio for a total of $16 off eBay, and here it is. It caught my eye. I like the design. The silver on black looks really cool. Digital clock. Thought it'd be a neat little radio to go after for $16. I thought I got a good deal. I had seen this in the catalogs, the older catalogs, and it kind of piqued my interest, but I noticed it wasn't for sale, so you're only going to be able to probably find this on the secondary market. Let's take a look at it. First, we'll go over dimensions. We have 7.5 inches across, including the Dynamo here. We have 6 inches high, including the strap. And then we have 2.25 inches in depth, including this front volume knob. Okay, so for size comparison, I have a few radios. I have the CC Pocket, which is a weather radio in its own right, just on the smaller side. Yeah, it really is a small radio compared to this Midland. It gives you an idea. All right, and then we have a little bit bigger radio, the CC Skywave, which pretty much will give you an idea for size there. Now, the CC Skywave also has weather alert, but it also has a bunch of other features too, but definitely doesn't have a dynamo. This does. So this has more emergency preparedness. This is great if you're on the go and you need to have your weather alert. A little plug for the Skywave. I like the Skywave. And of course, we have Iron Man. You know, it's always cool to have a deck of cards with your emergency radio. I think if you can attach it with like a rubber band or one of those Ranger bands, I'm a proponent of that. I always think to have entertainment, if you're in a situation where power's out or where you don't have any entertainment, you can entertain yourself with the Iron Man cards. If you can find these are awesome. I've had these for a while. All right. So there you go. It gives you an idea for size comparison. So let's talk about features of the radio. Yeah, like I said, right away what caught my eye was the silver on black. I thought that was really cool. Like the little labeling. Just like the overall look of the radio. Let's see the left-hand side. It's all plastic. There's no soft touch plastics here. There's no rubberized coating or any kind of silicone coating. The only thing I noticed with rubber was these little buttons here. But yeah, I like the setup. It's kind of got a grip design here, silver on the black. Up here we have a 3 LED flashlight, which is nice and bright. At the nighttime, I enjoyed this. I thought it was going to be kind of weak, but actually it's pretty strong. It's a good thing. I like that. Good position for that too. Good spot. Here's a little button on top to actuate that light. You can kind of see that. I'm filming this during the day, so I'm not going to really be able to do any kind of daytime. But you can see the spot it produces. It's pretty strong, and this is all the lights on. Okay, so in front of the radio, we have a nice large LCD display. It displays temperature here. It has the AM/PM clock shown, which is really nice. We have a charging indicator LED and a weather alert flashing light here. So if weather alert comes in, that'll flash. Button here, we have Celsius, Fahrenheit, so you can change the display here, 25 Celsius or 77 Fahrenheit. We also have freeze alert, so if it goes below freezing, the radio will siren and generate flashing lights on it, so you know that if you're in a condition where you worry about freezing pipes, it's a good thing. Here we have time to set the time. You hold that down and press hour and minute buttons there. Alarm, same deal. And you can see alarms at 7 in the morning. Here you can turn the alarm on and off. And on the back of the radio is a switch for waking up to buzzer or radio, and I'll show that to you in a moment. Down here we have a weather channel. It's its own dedicated band, 1 through 7, which is really nice. I have it set on 5. But it locks really tight wherever you put it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. It stays right where you put it. Over here we have the weather alert mode. Right now it's off, but you can push this all the way over and you can have it flash the light instead of any kind of siren. If you go to voice, it'll do an alarm for 8 seconds and then it'll start playing the radio on the weather band. So make sure you set your weather channel and the volume and make sure you're on the weather band so it turns on to that. And of course you have siren. The siren's fairly loud, so I'm going to turn. So you also have that if you're trapped under rubble. You can, if you had your radio with you, you could kick that on and hopefully get rescued. And of course I turned it back to off. Here we have battery mode. There's off, turn the radio off. You have AC and Dynamo. So if you're trying to charge your devices or the internal battery, you put it in the middle. If you want to run on alkalines,
Saturday,
it turns on the radio. So that's pretty neat. And we'll show it to you in a moment. Yeah, I showed you those buttons. Here we have tuning knobs, pretty simple and basic. This radio is an analog tuner with a frequency counter. So it's not very accurate on AM, I noticed, but it's accurate on FM, on the tuning, which is good. And of course, you saw this switch here. This is our band select switch. We're in weather mode, FM or AM. A large volume knob, which I thought was pretty neat to see. This is really nice. I mean, it also stays where you put it. It's really kind of snug fitting, and it's good. So you can set it, and you're not going to bump it. You can't bump it easy. That's a good thing. Here we got a metal speaker grill. It says Midland. Behind there, I kind of measured about a 1.5 inch to 1 3/4 inch speaker. I think that's what's there. It sounds rather tinny. I mean, it's a very basic weather radio as far as the audio goes. It's not going to win any awards there, but it does get the job done when you need information. And that's usually what most people want when they have something like this. This isn't something to listen to every day. We have the NOAA emblem there. We have this cool Midland in black. I think that's pretty awesome. It's got this kind of cool design element. It's like they took their time and had fun designing this radio. Up on top there, you saw the light switch. So press it on, press it off. There's no momentary. Here we have alert off. So if the alert's going, you can turn it off and go right to the radio. You also have a backlight. So this really nice bright amber light there. So at night, you're really going to be able to see your clock. The nice thing too is like when the power's out, you have a clock and you have an alarm, so you can wake up in the morning and get to work on time if you have a power outage, but you can still get to work. It's nice that you have this ability with this radio. So there you go. Okay, right hand side we have the power dynamo. So yeah, this is actually easy to use. Definitely has some resistance to it, so you know you're generating some power. And you can see as I turn it, the charging indicator goes on, and I think you have to have it in the middle here, so I'm charging the battery. So that's how that works. Yeah, always fun. I'm not a fan of these, but it's better than nothing in an emergency. So I'll go ahead and put that back there. So you got the carrying strap, which is a nice little feature. Not quite needed. I'd rather have a handle, I think, in plastic, but this isn't bad. And then over on the back, we have this antenna here. It's really cool how it's recessed. I'll show you how it opens. Kind of notches in here. This flips up, and it does pivot almost 180. Of course, the body of the radio stops it from going further, but it is nice you have that ability. And it extends out to, let's see, how long does that go? That's 21 inches. Yeah, so 21-inch antenna, similar to their desktop radios, which is really nice. Let's stow that away for now. Okay, on the back here, Midland, it's embossed in the plastic. I think that's another nice touch. I mean, it screams like a premium portable radio. I think that's kind of nice. Here we have that alarm select. You can wake up the buzzer or wake up to radio. Here we have a rubber gasket. We have some ports behind there. We have a headphone port. We have a DC in of 6 volts. And then we have a USB out. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. Just pull this open. Okay. The headphone jack, it wasn't great. I had a lot of low-level hiss. Something I would use probably in emergency. I would just use the speaker on the radio. There's your USB out to charge your USB devices. And there is a 6 volt in. It's kind of got a micro, I don't know if it's an optional adapter. You could probably find a universal that'll work, and they give you the polarity there. I think they show you a positive pull, and the outside sleeve is negative. All right, and then here's the battery compartment. I like how easy this is. You got 2 little tabs. This opens up fairly easy and pops back, and it's hinged. It's attached to the radio, which is nice. And you can see I got 3 AA batteries is optional, and it's got this little one of those cordless phone batteries, nickel metal hydride packs that sits in this little spot here. It's plugged in. It's not charged right now, so that's why I'm using AA batteries. Otherwise, I have to spin that dynamo like nuts. So I'm not going to. But if you're interested in polarity of the batteries, top row, positives are going to the right. The bottom single AA battery, the positives going to the left of the radio. So there you go. Snap those in place. Okay, great. Let's talk about FM reception and turn this on and go through some of the bands. So FM reception report. The FM sensitivity was about 48 stations, so it's an okay to good rating. I rate radios on a 5-tier basis on FM, because I can't really showcase FM because YouTube has a problem with playing music for 2 seconds. They will demonetize your video or possibly give you copyright strikes. So you got to be careful of that. So I like to do the FM reception report. I actually sit upstairs and I go through the radio very slowly and try to find each station and slowly tuning and changing direction, the whip and everything, just trying to find what I can. So this got an average rating of okay to good, which starts out at fair, does okay, good, very good, and excellent. Your very good and excellent radios typically are your DSP radios. They can lock in and find those in-between stations a lot better. This is an analog radio, and this falls right in that middle of the average range of 48 stations, which is good by all means of an analog radio for 48 stations on an FM radio. So I like that. I like that it does very well on FM. FM selectivity is okay to good. Kind of fits with the par with the FM sensitivity. Going on here, let's go ahead and turn this on. We're at the weather band, so we will turn it on. You just did the switch here.
10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers.
So I'll raise my antenna downstairs. We'll see if we can pick up any other stations.
Partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. Lows in the mid-30s. Saturday, sunny. Highs in the lower to mid-60s inland, but only in the lower 50s near the lake. Saturday night, plus Lake Michigan Wednesday into Wednesday night. Gusty northerly winds are possible Friday and Saturday in the wake of low pressure and an associated cold front. Highs in the upper 40s to lower, particularly in the south. Partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing.
So we got channel 1, channel 2.
Saturday, sunny. 54 under fair skies. A couple marine 50s near the lake. At the Kenosha Harbor, the air temperature was 42.
So channel 3.
The winds were north at 8 knots. Thunderstorms will be possible overnight, mainly for north of Interstate 80.
Channel 4.
Patchy fog may put serving the north and northwest suburbs, including Woodstock, Libertyville, and Elgin.
This is my
the current time
local.
is 4:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for portions.
I typically don't get anything on channel 6.
Waves 3 to 5 feet. Thursday night.
I think this is Chicago.
15 to 25 knots, increasing to
7. So yeah, pretty cool.
Chance of rain showers in the evening. Patchy fog may push inland.
All right, so you get an idea on that. That's not bad. Yeah, that did really well. And this is downstairs, sub-level. So I don't have this antenna in a good location. So it's still pulling in those stations nicely. I'm glad to hear. That's a good thing because you're going to be down in your basement typically when storms hit. So, safe place to be. All right, so it tucks in there. I like how that fits in there. Very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn it on. The FM, we'll do a little audio test, and then we will go to the AM band. So I use this C-Crane FM transmitter 2, set to 103.9, since my station's gone, it's open, 103.9 on the radio. You can control the gain right here on the side, input level. And I have an MP3 player hooked up to it, playing YouTube music that I downloaded. Okay, there you go. Yeah, you get a nice little idea what the audio sounds like when you compare it to other videos. Get a general idea. Let's go ahead and turn this off. All right, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you can see how it drifts a little bit here with that. Like I said, it's analog with a frequency counter. We're going to go ahead and go to the AM band. I'm going to start at the bottom. Now, the AM band is not very good. It's emergency radio, so I'm not too worried about it. It gets my local stations, and it's a good thing. But if you're in a rural area, out in a farmland, far away from any AM stations, you may have a hard time getting to listen to those. I noticed I can only get my locals with this radio even at nighttime. Actually, it does better during the day. So we're going to turn this up. I do notice it has some digital sounds on the AM circuit, probably from the clock or the weather, a little circuit there for the temperature maybe. Turn this up. You can hear that weird sound it's making.
And letting them back out on the streets. They're aiding and abetting those people. And at some point, you got to say, well, where do they get fair?
So only real strong stations will that go away.
How about this? 0% financing. To approved credit, of course, for well-qualified buyers. Check it out. And pair it up with the Grand Slam offers right now for the
This is 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Ford. Start the process online if you'd like. It's holidayfordusa.com. You'll notice a giant
Typically
inventory
to the top
of
side.
new Fords and even the certified pre-owned models. That'll give you a little peace of mind come driving season. Check them out, holidayfordusa.com, or just make your drive to Fond du Lac. It's a short drive away, highways 41 and 23, and check out the Ford store at Holiday. I'm a repeat customer of Holidays, and I am with good reason. Non-commissioned product specialist, simplified pricing, very easy situation from start to finish.
Okay, music's interesting. That's not too bad. It's WMFN, Peatone, Illinois. 6:40 a.m.
Write an L in Sharpie on your pillow and sleep on the L, my Francesa. Hold it for once and maybe learn some humility. What are you, 65, 70 years old? Whatever you are.
This is 670, the score, WSCR, Chicago.
At this point in your life,
So I can listen to my ball games.
Michael, you're honest about the fact that we've lost many times. And guess what? Michael cares about winning. We fight to win. We wanted to. We took it, and it feels good. The bubbly was tasty. Maybe next time we won't win, but this time, it feels good. And the next time we don't
You can kind of hear those little beeping and buzzing sounds.
seem to be able to do. And that's really a sad state of affairs for you, Michael. It really is.
3D printed. Because I never thought as a chef I'd be talking about meat getting grown in a lab.
No.
When I started.
Couldn't have imagined.
So could not have imagined it. I was training at the time where heart surgery was still coming into the forefront at all, and that was
720
shocking and
WGN,
amazing.
Chicago.
To think where we are now is just inconceivable.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing in the food world. I mean, talking about, being able to grill, sear, and roast, and now things are sous vide, where they're perfect temperature.
And I don't even know what that is, but I like
so,
when it's done.
you basically, you cook it under a vacuum, so it's...
750 is WNDZ, Portage, Indiana.
3 points, NASDAQ up 24, the S&P up about a point. WBM News Time, 4:51.
Live and local, the only station covering the news as it happens all day and all night. News Radio 780.
So you got the time, it's 4:50.
As the News Watch continues,
This is a great station to have local because it's all about news, sports, weather.
Messages sent to Cubs pitcher Carl Edwards Jr.
And WBM Chicago, Illinois.
Iowa after struggling in the early season. The Cubs released a message condemning the Instagram messages and support Major League Baseball's probe to identify the person responsible.
Mrs. Noel, it's okay. We'll be back with more after this.
This is WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois, about 40 miles away.
Some give their clients cookie cutter portfolios.
820.
Fisher Investments tailors port.
Okay, the music here is 850 WAIT, Crystal Lake, Illinois. It's pretty much a local.
Remember, it's Cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy.
This is 890 WLS, Chicago.
Maximum tax deduction.
I'm surprised I'm not getting a high-pitched whine like I usually do for my radios. Gotta do my dance.
Also accepting boats, motorcycles, RVs, and real estate donations.
Are you taking Cialis?
Real estate donations. So be careful what you ask for there.
For just $12.
Somebody donating real estate, oh boy.
That's a savings of $60.
I haven't heard of that. Okay. So this is a kind of a, not really far station, but it's fairly quiet. This is 920. Let me just show you kind of the reception capability here. Let me turn on my pocket and see if we can go to this station on the AM band. Where are we at? 920. And then we'll show you the difference. So yeah, it's pocket's not doing as well, but it's better than this emergency radio. Here's 930, I think. So don't rely on this to be your main AM radio in an emergency. But if you need it for locals, it rocks.
Said he would take Eloy over Chris Bryant. And I think Eloy is can't miss. Not just can't miss, he's can't miss. But come on now. 312-332-3776. We'll crown a champion.
ESPN.
We'll discuss that
WMVP Chicago.
Waddle and Sylvia on ESPN 1000.
Coming up Wednesday, there's magic in the north.
Że w to, że to, co robimy dla Polaków i dla Polonii w kraju i za granicą przebija się i jest dostrzegane, że łączymy
strong station here. This is WNBR Vernon Hills.
I na to liczę, że to zostanie zauważone również tutaj w Chicago, wśród Polonii chicagowskiej.
Bardzo dziękuję, panie premierze. Dziękuję państwu za...
And we're just going to pretty much hunt the stronger stations. Music there is WMBI, Chicago, Illinois.
And I appreciated last week, what was the guy's name? You know him, who was from the Hesed House.
1160 WYLL, Chicago.
Yes, and he said somewhere in our discussion...
And I know for sure I don't think I get squirrel. Let's find it. So I'm getting bleed over from 1160. Yeah, you can hear that crazy noise. I'm going to see if I can scroll up the pocket here to 1180 and see what it sounds like. The pocket. Here we go. So you can hear, yeah, the pocket picks it up, but this radio doesn't. It tries. I'm just going to kind of zip up the band. Not sure where the music is with 1300. Okay, it's WRDZ, LaGrange, Illinois. I think it goes pretty quick here towards the top of the band. I don't expect to find Rockford. Here's something at 1590. It's usually pretty loud. Nope, not picking it up. Chicago station at 1690. Okay, so you get an idea. that's it. I mean, it's great for your locals. Let's go ahead and show you. Go back to locals here.
You know, like if you're in charge of certain dishes, you know that this one has to be cooking while this is going on. You know, the last thing you want is to have a 4-top. Someone ordered the salmon, one ordered the chicken, one ordered a veg dish, and one ordered
Four Winds Casino.
The panic is setting in. You're getting gas at BP when you realize you have no wallet. It's at home in the back pocket of your favorite jeans. OMG.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, clock there, 4:57 p.m. Nice. I like having that clock. It's real handy. So, okay. Overall impressions for this radio. Yeah, if you found one used, definitely under $20 is a good value. I think 15 is not a bad price for what it does because it is a NOAA alert radio. I love the idea that it wakes you up with a voice or flashing. That's a really neat thing, having the voice alert come through, and it's settable. And of course, having such a great reception on the weather channel mode and on the FM really makes a difference. And it has alarm. We can wake up to a radio buzzer. That is a nice feature to have. Digital makes it easy to read, easy to use controls. Yeah, I can't fault it, except for the AM band is just weak on it, and it's pretty typical of Midland radios. I have some of their desktop radios with the radio built in, and it's not that great on AM. I notice I only get up like my strong stations just like this radio. But overall, not bad. You got a nice strong light. I would just keep it with batteries. I mean, to be honest with you, those little nickel metal hydride packs are getting away from using those. You see more now the lithium batteries, and the bigger radios are using those 18650s. This might have been an older radio, and they kind of went a different route. They have those little red ones now, the ER310 and the ER210, and I can put links in this video to those. Take a look at those radios. They're more like smaller size, little handle on them. But this reminds me of kind of like the old Grundig 200s, GR200, or the Eatons, when the Eaton bought them out, the FR200. I think it's the FR200. Yeah, where it has the more of an analog dial though. But it has your controls like this all on the front, which makes it nice. So yeah, overall impressions, good deal. You get it for $15 or under, you're doing really good. I think under 20, you're still getting something you can use for the family or for yourself. Not a bad radio. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation of the ER102. If you did, please give me a big like. You guys are awesome. 2, if you like Midland products and new to the channel, please hit subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified of more. I do have some more weather radios coming from Midland that I'm going to review on this channel. Some desktop weather radios. I started getting into that because I do believe in emergency preparedness. And a lot of those radios do run on battery power for quite a long time. I've seen some run up to like 60 to 80 hours, and that's similar to a normal radio. So not a bad thing. It could be portable just like this. It just won't charge your cell phone or anything like that. But I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't use this to charge my cell phone either. I'd probably get one of those power banks I featured. Those are great. You got 20,000 milliamp hour batteries in them, and they can charge a tablet in an hour or a phone in a half hour. So that's what you want. You don't want one of these old radios that'll take forever, like hours upon hours to try to charge something with it. I'm off on tangents. But anyway, number 3, tell me what you think about this Midland ER102. Would it be something you would go after or go search for in a collection or have as an emergency radio in the household because you like some of the features on here? All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching. Take care, and we'll see you next video. Bye-bye.